All right, so we're going to skip topic 4 because that was what we talked about last week, and I felt like you didn't need to go through that again. It was about monarchs. So we're going to do topic 5, which is a scientific revolution, which is revenge of the nerds, right? Okay, so the Renaissance brought ideas from the ancient Greeks and Romans from Asia, North Africa, and the Middle East to Western Europe. Just think about this sentence for a second. All right, Greece and Rome are in Western Europe, okay? And Western Europe is getting these ideas back from places very far away, like Asia, Africa, and the Middle East. Okay, that just shows you how cultural diffusion works. Okay, it left Western Europe and now they're actually getting it back. It's kind of crazy when you think about it that way. Those ideas combined with the religious doctrine from the Catholic Church became the basis of knowledge for the 14th, 15th, and 16th centuries. As Martin Luther's Protestant Reformation changed the way people looked at religion in Western Europe, the scientific revolution changed the way people began to understand the world. I'm underlining this because it's really important. The scientific revolution was the beginning of modern science. I need to erase this because that's really important. The beginning of modern science, okay? When advances in mathematics, physics, astronomy, and biology gave people a better understanding of the world around them and led to the question that they were being told by the monarchs of the Catholic Church. So, because they're now using reason, okay, like observations instead of these other things like this is what the church says, this is what the king says, okay? They're saying, well, the king's telling me to do this, but that doesn't make sense according to reason, all right? And from this, we got the scientific method, which I'm sure you've gone through in your science class, okay? Let's go to the next slide. Okay. Scientists, known as natural philosophers, use the scientific method to examine the world. To use the method, the scientists generated a hypothesis about solving a problem, experimented to test the hypothesis, observed and collected information based on the experiment, used reason and logic, really important there, to draw conclusions, and shared his or her findings with other scientists to discuss them. This process was very different than other ways of finding the truth in the Middle Ages, which was to ask a member of the clergy. Okay, so before people would say, they'd have a question about a science, like you could look at astronomy. Okay, what's the center of the universe? The clergy would say, well, Earth is the center of the universe. God made Earth the center of the universe. Well, now these people are seeing that. Wait a minute, that can't be right. Okay, let me ask somebody else who's done some research on it. And these people, the scientists, would use reason and logic and say, well, no, it's the sun that's the center of the universe and things like that. Okay? Scientists in the 16th and 1700s discovered natural laws, facts proven to be true through the scientific method that disproved the Catholic Church's claim. For example, Galileo Galilei, an astronomer whose ideas were based on an earlier scientist named Nicholas Copernicus, wrote and taught about the sun being the center of the solar system, an idea called the heliocentric theory. The church claimed that the earth was the center and that the sun revolved around it. In 1633, Galileo was convicted of heresy, which is like he's a traitor to the church, even though he was right, teaching an idea that was in opposition to the church, and was forced to state that he was wrong or he would spend the rest of his life under house arrest. Many other discoveries were made during the scientific revolution that changed human history, including Isaac Newton's discovery of the laws of motion and gravity and advances in the fields of science and technology. All right, so the last one you got to do here, we're going to answer these questions. Okay, now during the scientific revolution, if you were a peasant, you were able to question things more, right? How did that affect you? Okay, the nobles are almost irrelevant at this point. The Catholic Church is getting mean because people are going against them. And the monarchs, same kind of deal. They're also kind of getting kind of mean because people are going against them too, okay? So specifically answer these questions. How did the scientific revolution affect you, okay? Don't just use the words mean or question, all right? Try to go into a little more. Why are they questioning? Why was the Catholic Church being mean? Why were the monarchs kind of being mean and upset, okay? All right, that's all for this week. If you have any questions, please let me or Miss Calories know, and we will work with you. All right, hope everybody's doing well.